Hello again. Welcome to another video. This video is going to show you how to find the regional ecosystem descriptions of Pimpama River. And for that, we're going to need Queensland Globe. We're going to need to QLearn. So I've already made a video on this first point up here. We're just moving on to this next one here. Now you just have to follow the instructions very carefully, and it should be quite easy to do. So, look at reading the instructions. It says create a regional ecosystem map using Queensland Globe. So you need to open that one up. This will tell you what type of ecosystem should be around the river, and you can compare using your photos or aerial photography. So to do that, we open Queensland Globe, which I have here. We then see it says select vegetation management topic. So I click my topics. I find my vegetation management. I click on the arrow. Here we can see all the layers that we're going to see in there. A lot of these layers make no sense to me at all. That doesn't matter. We just care about just two of the layers in here. So let's launch this topic, replace it. Now, it will take a little bit to load. I go back to my QLearn. Let's look at the next instruction. Click the following overlays: vegetation management, regional ecosystem map labels, and vegetation regional ecosystem map. Alright, so to do that, I click on my layers. We're going to see which ones are turned on. I don't want that one turned on, or that one, or that one, or that one, or that one, or that one. So, let's find the two layers we actually need. Alright, so let's have a look. Oh yes, we need that one. Vegetation Management Regional Ecosystem Map Label, so I turn it on. And I need one more. Here it is. Vegetation Management Regional Ecosystem All. So I click that. Now, it should load up eventually. This one probably take the longest out of all of them because you see the layers are quite detailed. It's not really doesn't really have any gaps in it. All right, cool. I got that. Untick my layers. Now, what you get is a map that looks like this, a very confusing map. Now, you may not be using this essentially to make a map. It could be to actually look at the information it gives you. So we go around Pimpama River. I believe it comes down here somewhere along here. And what we're looking at is these numbers here. So we see how we have numbers that says 12.11.24 or 12.11.5. These type of numbers. They actually represent something. So what we need to have open, if I go back to my QLearn, is this link here. Okay, so you need to open that one. It says use the following website to search for your regional ecosystem number and understand what it means. So let's grab one of these numbers. What number should we grab? Maybe this one here. It says 12.11.24. I go in here, my regional ecosystem descriptions. See here it says search for ID. I put 12.11.24 and I click search. Now let's see what it tells us. Here we go. The vegetation management is of least concern. It's not a wetland. The biodiversity status is no concern. And then as we go down, it tells us more. It tells us a description of what we should see there. It tells us about protected areas of that type of vegetation. We can see Pimpama does show up. And as we keep going down, it gives us more information. Now, we can go through that and look at different regional ecosystems, because if you go back to the map, you can see that there's a few different ones here. So they're all different, and that's just depending on the type of plant life we see there and type of abiotic and biotic factors. Now, with this information, we put it in, and then we may want to talk about the the vegetation management class. There might be some of concern. We can talk about that in a report. And especially what we want to have a look at, is there a difference between the vegetation management class upstream to downstream? Now, with this vegetation management class, it tells us a description as well of what we should see. Now, you might have to actually look up what some of this means. But essentially, a lot of this is the type of plant life we should see. that's what we should see, not necessarily what there is there currently. Okay? So what that means, if we go on our Queensland globe, we could grab a snippet of a map, so it could be of a particular area where it's saying that it should be a certain biodiversity. I mean, sorry, a certain regional ecosystem. And then if we look at our satellite imagery, maybe it will show something like this, where there's just nothing there. And then we can show that there is a challenge being represented here. Okay, so that's how we use that. That's how we read this map. So essentially, we just grab those numbers. There should be 6 numbers. I believe all of them should always start with 12 because 12 is just representing Southeast Queensland. And then the last 4 numbers are representing, I think, the type of ecosystem and different abiotic and biotic factors from memory. So yeah, essentially we pop it in here, search for it, and it tells us all about it. So that's how we can use that. Again, you do not have to use this if you don't want to. Okay? There's just another thing that you could put into your report if you want to create another representation and show how water degradation is a challenge, which is what we need to do in our body. Alright, thanks for watching.